Hello and welcome back to Stitch Chemistry, the channel where I share the results of my yarn experiments. In this video, I will be sharing 8 full skein stitch swatches for Bernat blanket yarn in the color Sonoma. For these swatches, I used 5.3 ounce skeins and the recommended size 8mm hook. This yarn is also available in 10.5 ounce skeins, which would work up approximately double the size of the swatches in this video. First, we have the single crochet swatch. I ended up making 2 single crochet swatches because the first skein I used had 2 factory knots, and after the knots, the color pattern changed. Because of this change in the color layout, I didn't reuse this skein for any other swatches. The second skein I used didn't have the same issue, so that's the one that we'll take a closer look at. To help make the sizes of these swatches easier to compare, each swatch has 30 stitches per row. The single crochet swatch has 33.3 rows, and the finished rows measure 14 by 16 inches or 35 by 41 centimeters. I have also included all of the skein weights for these swatches. Although the skeins are listed as being 5.3 ounces, all of the skeins I used weighed slightly more than that. I wanted to include the actual weights since the weight will affect the size of the swatch. Next, we have the moss or linen stitch. This swatch is 40.75 rows. The measurements for the completed rows of the swatch are 13 by 19.5 inches or 33 by 49 centimeters. It is a bit difficult to see, but inside the red circle is a red stitch marker marking a factory knot in this skein. I always mark any factory knots because they can affect the layout of a colorway. I ended up using 2 skeins to make these swatches, so all swatch photos that come from this skein also have the red circle showing the location of the factory knot. The half double crochet swatch has 25.1 rows. The finished rows measure 14 by 15.5 inches or 35 by 39 centimeters. The double crochet swatch is 17.9 rows, and the finished rows measure 15.5 by 16 inches or 40 by 41 centimeters. Next, we have the triple or treble crochet swatch. This swatch is split between the classic and the linked versions of the stitch. Rows 1 to 6 are linked triple crochet stitches, which measure 14 inches or 36 centimeters wide. Rows 7 to 12 are the classic triple crochet stitch. These rows are wider and measure 17 inches or 43 centimeters wide. Here is a close-up of the different triple crochet stitches. The linked triple crochet stitch, which is shown below the red line, doesn't have any gaps between the stitches, which is why those rows aren't as wide as the classic stitch rows, which are shown above the red line. The granny stripe swatch is 16.4 rows, and the finished rows are 14 by 16 inches or 36 by 41 centimeters. You can see that the top half of this swatch pooled into vertical stripes. This colorway has a symmetrical color layout, which I have found is more prone to pooling. You can see similar vertical stripes or small zigzags in some of the other swatches as well. This classic granny square swatch does not have any chains between the clusters. The swatch is 8.7 rows, and the completed 8 rows, which are the rows shown inside the red box, are 14 by 14 inches or 36 by 36 centimeters. The solid granny square swatch is 7.99 rows. It is only 2 stitches short of being 8 rows. The completed 7 rows, which are shown inside the red box, are also 14 by 14 inches or 36 by 36 centimeters. Here are all 8 swatches together. Please note that these are not adjusted to be accurately sized in comparison to each other. Looking at all the swatches together, you can see the slight stripe and zigzag patterns I mentioned earlier. Overall, I really like this colorway. It's a nice neutral palette, and the colors make me think of s'mores. I would love to hear what you think of this colorway and the swatches in the comments. If you would like to see what other yarn experiments I conduct, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.